For those of you thinking to yourself that you're not going to be able to get yourself a phenomenal deal on a Mazda CX-5, at least not on a leftover, but on a brand new 2021, you're dead wrong. Mazda is publishing really strong deals on their flagship model, and by the end of this video, you're going to have a very good sense for what to be targeting exactly when you set foot at the Mazda dealership. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting, and in the description below, you're gonna find multiple resources to help you navigate not only getting the best deal on a Mazda CX-5, but checking out vehicle-specific incentives, estimating lease and purchase payments, getting your FICO auto scores, as well as accurate insurance rates. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Now, I've broken down this video into a very good, just general scope of the CX-5. However, I'm going to be focusing on the touring model for this video. Let's dive right in, huh? So in the United States at the moment, we're dealing with primarily a majority 2021 inventory. However, we still have about 25% of the inventory being 2020s, with about 13,350 2021s and 4,000 2020s. Now, among those 13,350 roughly 2021 models, 6,000 of them are front-wheel drive models and 12,000 roughly, obviously, all-wheel drives. And among those 12,000 all-wheel drives, we've got the following split in terms of trims. So 1,500 sports, 5,300 tourings, 630 carbons, 3,650 grand tourings, 1,350 grand touring reserves, and 800 signatures. For the sake of the best negotiation guide, something that's commonly targeted and obviously a lot more in stock, this negotiation guide is going to focus on a 2021 CX-5 touring, and this one's got the preferred package, and this one's got an MSRP of $29,950. Now, Mazda typically sees a markup of about 5%, and when I say about 5%, I don't mean I'm off by 1%, I mean I'm off by like a couple decimal points. So just going after that 5% off of that $29,950 brings us to a target selling price before rebates of $28,450. Now, what Mazda did cleverly this month, as opposed to just offering you a rebate instead of special financing like they're doing on the 2020s, they're giving the dealer a manufacturer to dealer incentive of $1,000. And similarly, on the 2020s, that's not happening, but they're giving the customer directly a $1,500 rebate if they don't take the promotional APR. With this situation, not only do you get the $1,000 that you can pretty much haggle the dealership for, you can include it in your target, say, of like $27,450. You can also get them to give you the promotional APR at 0.9% for 60 months. Now, assuming that you did take the promotional APR and you got them to get you 5% as well as that $1,000 in dealer cash, it brings you to a final selling price of $27,450 financed at 0.9%. Another way to save a few more dollars is if you currently have a Mazda now, you also are able to save at the very least $750 with some areas qualifying you for $750 in addition as well. Now, I do want to caution you guys, rebates do change from month to month. Lease rates and residuals, lease cash, all that stuff changes from month to month. If you're watching this next month, chances are it may have changed. However, I've got my course in the description below where I teach you how to scrape and gather current up-to-date information. Now, if you're planning on leasing, here's where things get a lot more fun. I did a double take on my lease calculator. Now, same target as before, $27,450, because that dealer cash still does apply. Loyal Mazda owners, you could still qualify yourself for an additional $750 or $1,500, so that is applicable on the lease. This month, we are seeing a residual at 60% for 10,000 miles a year at 36 months with a money factor of 0.00024. Now, plugging this all into the lease calculator and assuming that we're giving just our inception fees due at start. So your first payment, acquisition fee, doc fee, registration, all that stuff due up front, roughly about $1,560. We'd be talking about, seriously, a double take. $295 a month. And that's including sales tax, you guys. This is at 5%. This is not going to produce any sort of loss for the dealership. And this is fairly aggressive. I do want to encourage you, visit the links in the description below. Shop around the deal. Get multiple dealers involved if you can. That way, hell, if you can do better than $295, I'll be very, very happy for you. However, $295 is the goal right now. Could change next month. Could get worse next month. Warning. But $295 is definitely a solid number anytime you're doing this deal. Now, as far as maintenance goes, you guys, the Mazda CX-5 is not an expensive car to maintain. It's not an expensive car to repair. And most of you guys that are considering purchasing it should not fear repair costs or anything like that. The typical repair costs are going to be in years 4 and 5, with the typical bill for year 4 being about $1,600 and the typical bill for year 5 being about $1,800. Quite frankly, if you know a decent mechanic, you could probably cut that bill down into half. As far as insurance goes, the average premium, according to quoteinspector.com, is roughly about $1,400 across the United States. I don't know why this is more expensive than, say, your Honda CR-V. However, it just is. $2,300 in LA, $1,150 in Columbus, Ohio. Like I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, guys, there's a ton of resources in the description below to help you regarding any aspect of this deal, whether it be finding the best deal, getting the best insurance quote, or just checking to see what your FICO auto score is exactly. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.